Magkasangga, magkakapi, sa hamon ng buhay, di ba magkapito? Ako ang iyong kasamang kaibigan, sa lahat di ka papabayaan. Magkasangga tayo, magkasangga, magkakapi, magkasangga, magkakapi.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Equilibrium Probiotics. Ito ay ang bagong food supplement na gawa sa mga piling gulay at prutas at dumaan sa isang masusing proseso para mapangalagaan ang inyong kalusugan. Ang Equilibrium Probiotics ay dinisenyo para sa kalusugan ng ating tiyan, tulungan ng pagkuha ng sapat na nutrisyon at ang pagpapalabas sa ating sistema ng mga nakakasirang toxins. Ang Equilibrium Probiotics ay may iba't ibang disenyo at sangkap base sa inyong pangangailangan. Mula sa boost para sa mga bata, fortitude, gusto great, miracle fruit, periwinkle, at ang pinakabago, liver pro. Ang Equilibrium Probiotics ay may pagmamalaki ng produktong gawa sa tarlac. Ito ay mabibili sa Dashen, Geta Road, San Sebastian, Phase 3, Binauganan, Tarlac City. At para sa mga malalayong lugar, mabibili din ang produkto ng Equilibrium Probiotics sa Lazada. Ito ay eksklusibong gawa ni Dinang Malu Reyes Nure. Ano pang hinihintay nyo, mga kasangga? Hala, bili na! MSB Kape at Balita sa Umaga. Hatid sa inyo ni Kuya Dong.
Magandang umaga po mga kasangga. At ito naman po ang inyong daily dose of news, ang MSB Kape at Balita sa Umaga. Ito po ang inyong Kuya Dong na bumabati sa inyo ng isang mapagpalang umaga. Sana po yung gabi natin naging maayos at lahat tayo ay nakapagpahinga, nakatulog ng mahimbing. Lalong-lalo na special non-working holiday po kahapon. Kaya dapat nakapagpahinga naman po tayo kahit paano. Di po ba? So bago po natin simulan itong araw na to, itong ating pagbabalita, samahan niyo po muna ako sa isang maikling panalangin. Sa ngalan ng Ama, Anak, Espiritu Santo, Amen. Mahal naming lumikha, maraming salamat sa bagong araw na ipinagkaloob ninyo sa amin. Sa mapayapang gabing lumipas at sa patuloy ng pagbuhos ng iyong mga biyaya sa amin at sa aming bayan. Naway pagkaloob mo pa sa amin ang lakas at tibay ng loob upang mapaglabanan ang kasamaan at manatili po kami sa paggawa ng mabuti sa kapwa at sa pagsunod sa inyong itinurong tamang landas. Lahat ng gawain namin, naaalay namin sa iyo sa ngalan ng iyong anak na si Jesus, na aming Panginoon. Amen. Sa ngalan ng Ama, ng Anak, Espiritu Santo. Amen. Magandang umaga po sa mga nag-join sa ating ngayong umaga sa ating TikTok Live at ang ating Facebook at YouTube Live. Good morning kay Josie, Sister Josie, Limos Pangan, yung kasama po natin sa Aslaging Pag-asa, at lahat po na bumubuo ng samahang Aslaging Pag-asa, Tarlac. Magandang umaga po sa kanila. At ito po ang ating summary of top stories for today sa ating pagbabalita. Another price hike, gasoline by 1 peso 10 centavo and diesel by 20 centavos. O yung mga nais pong magkarga ng gasolina hanggat maaga-aga pa, alas 6 po ang simula nito, kaya pwede pa po kayong humabol. Did Duterte promise to remove sheep from Ayungin? Aquinos, thank you for being one with us. Tropical storm Hillary bears down on California. Comelec, 10 Embo barangays now part of Taguig for BSKE. Two Camarines towns sizzle with 47 degrees Celsius heat index. Holidays set in 4 Luzon, Mindanao areas. And finally, in sports, reality check for Gilas. Good morning, Brother Kerr Bioya Lim. Thanks for joining me this morning. To start off our top stories for today, our top stories are brought to you by Equilibrium Probiotics. Please scan the QR code to see its health benefits. Another price hike. Gasoline by 1 peso 10 centavo, diesel by 20 centavos. Report by Richmond Mercurio to the Philippine Star. Manila, Philippines. The cost of petroleum products continues to go up, with oil firms implementing another round of pump price increases today. In separate advisories yesterday, oil companies said prices would rise by 1 peso 10 centavo per liter for gasoline and 20 centavo per liter for diesel and 70 centavo per liter for kerosene. This extends the price increases for diesel and kerosene for a 7th consecutive week and gasoline to a 6th straight week. The upward adjustments will take effect at 6 a.m. today for most companies except for Caltex, which implemented the price movements at 12:01 a.m., and Clean Fuel, which will implement it at 4:01 p.m. This week's adjustments reflect the movement in the international oil market, wherein prices continued to surge due to the tightening OPEC supply throughout September. Last Tuesday, oil companies implemented hefty price increases of 1 peso 90 centavo per liter for gasoline, 1 peso 50 centavo per liter for diesel, and 2 peso 50 centavo per liter for kerosene. The adjustments resulted in a year-to-date net increase of 13 peso 40 centavo per liter for gasoline, 8 peso 60 centavo per liter diesel, and 5 peso 14 centavo per liter for kerosene. Data from the Department of Energy showed. Latest data from the DOE showed that prevailing retail prices of diesel and diesel plus products in Metro Manila for the monitoring period of August 15 to 17 ranged from 58.95 or 58 peso and 95 centavo to 72 pesos per liter, and from 63 peso and 95 centavos to 82 pesos and 10 centavos per liter respectively. Gasoline prices meanwhile range from 59 peso to 86.05 centavo per liter depending on the run or research octane number of the fuel. As for kerosene, prices monitored during the period range from 75 peso and 56 centavo to 89 peso and 29 centavo per liter. So, habol na po. Magtataas po ng presyo ng gasolina at diesel ngayong araw na to. Alas 6 po ang simula. Baka pwede po mag-catch up. Good morning, Brother Care. Maya paabak po, Sir Dong and Kasangga Natics. Magandang umaga din sa iyo, Brad. At magandang umaga sa aking favorite baker na si Richelle Taya. Sabi nga niya, hello po Kuya Don, good morning po. At good morning din sa iyo, Richelle. Moving on to our next top story. Did Duterte promise to remove sheep from Ayungin? Report by Sheila Crisostomo, the Philippine Star. Manila, Philippines. With two past presidents having already issued categorical denials, former President Rodrigo Duterte is the only one left that may have made the promise to China to remove BRP Sierra Madre from Ayungin Shoal. House Deputy Minority Leader Franz Castro said yesterday, Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo and two sons of Joseph Estrada have denied that the former presidents made any commitment to remove the vessel from Ayungin or Second Thomas Shoal. The late President Benigno Aquino III, she added, was unlikely to have made such a promise as it was his administration that had successfully contested China's massive maritime claim before the Permanent Court of Arbitration based in The Hague. She said even President Marcos has disowned such a move. Castro recalled that on May 6, 2021, Duterte called the country's arbitral victory a piece of paper that he can throw away in a trash bin. Duterte said the ruling affirming the Philippines' sovereign rights in its exclusive economic zone is just a piece of paper that led to nothing, she added. The lawmaker also pointed out that Duterte had even met personally with Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing, but what they discussed still has to be disclosed. She added that Duterte, or even his daughter, Vice President Sara Duterte, has not been heard or issued any statement denouncing China for attacking the resupply mission to BRP Sierra Madre. Castro added the two have not challenged Beijing's claim that the Philippine president had promised to tow Sierra Madre from Ayungin Shoal. Their silence on the issue speaks volumes, and it seems that we may not have to look far to find the traitors the Philippine Coast Guard is talking about, she said. She added, it is also Duterte who has the longest list of instances of sleeping with China. Castro and other Makabayan bloc lawmakers are mulling over the filing of a House resolution to investigate, in aid of legislation, the officials who supposedly had made the promise. Defense me. The Philippines defense officials raised the issue of China's hostile acts in the West Philippine Sea before their counterparts in 23 nations, including China, at the 2023 Chiefs of Defense Conference recently in Fiji. The Republic of Fiji Military Forces and United States Indo-Pacific Command jointly sponsored the event. Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief General Romeo Bronner Jr. said Philippine defense officials narrated in detail the August 5 incident in Ayungin Shoal, where the Chinese Coast Guard blasted with water cannon a Filipino vessel carrying provisions for soldiers stationed on the BRP Sierra Madre. China's deputy defense chief was at the meeting held from August 14 to 16, Bronner told BZBB yesterday. We mentioned and exposed in the discussions with different countries what China was doing, he said. During the conference, Bronner said China insisted that it was following international rules, that its maritime claim was valid. The Asian power also called the 2016 arbitral ruling invalid and without legal basis. Bronner said despite China's intimidation, resupply mission for the BRP Sierra Madre would continue. It's our obligation, it's our right to supply provisions to out our troops, he said. The BRP Sierra Madre is still a commissioned ship of the Philippine Navy, despite its appearance. It's still a commissioned ship of the Philippine Navy. It's flying the Philippine flag, visible, very visible, he maintained. Sticking to rules. If again harassed or attacked with a water cannon, Bronner said the resupply mission would continue to follow the rules of engagement and veer away from danger. We have our water cannons, but will not use them the way they do. Therefore, saving lives for putting out fires, he said. Meanwhile, Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri is pushing for the passage of Senate Bill 315 or the Philippine Defense Industry Development Act, a measure envisioned to promote the local production of defense equipment and materiel. The Senate President said SB 315, if enacted, would revitalize the Self-Reliant Defense Posture or SRDP program implemented in the 1970s to support the growing military hardware requirements of the AFP. The measure seeks to strengthen the SRDP program by incentivizing in-country enterprises to help grow the local defense industry. By encouraging the growth of local enterprises supplying defense equipment and hardware to our AFP, we become less reliant on other countries to fill out our defense requirements. It will also generate employment for many Filipinos in the long run, Subiri said. He said that the acquisition process may still be stringent but speedy so that recipients will get the right equipment at the right price at the right time. Good morning, kay Brother Arnold Guerrero. Thanks for watching. At kay Manong Bert Arsiaga. Good morning po. Moving on to our next top story. Aquinos, thank you for being one with us. Report by Evelyn Macairan to the Philippine Star. Manila, Philippines. The late Senator Benigno Aquino Jr.'s eldest child is thankful to Filipinos who joined in remembering our father. To you, our fellow Filipinos who joined us today, when being seen with Aquinos is not exactly in fashion during this time. Thank you for being one with us today in remembering Ninoy Aquino. Maria Elena Balsi Cruz said at the Santo Domingo Church in Quezon City yesterday. Cruz, emotional at the tail end of her speech, recalled how some people said that the sacrifices made by her father Ninoy, mother Corazon Aquino, and brother Benigno Simeon Noynoy Aquino III, both former presidents, went to waste and their names were being tarnished The good that people do in this world may be covered or forgotten, but these are never erased, she said. Ninoy Aquino, the deceased Marcos patriarch's harshest critic, was assassinated on the tarmac of the then Manila International Airport on August 21st, 1983, as he returned from the US, where he was in exile for 3 years. The Santo Domingo Church is the same church where the wake for Aquino was held. The church was filled with Aquino family members and supporters who wore yellow, Aquino's political color. Maraming salamat po, Manong Bert. Kayo rin po. God bless din sa inyo. Moving on to our global top story. Tropical storm Hillary bears down on California. Report by Agence France Press to the Philippine Star. Los Angeles, United States. Heavy rains slashed California on Sunday as tropical storm Hillary raced in from Mexico, bringing warnings of potentially life-threatening flooding in the typically arid southwestern United States. With people already on edge, nature struck in another scary way. A 5.1 magnitude earthquake hit near the southern California town of Ojai, but there were no immediate reports of damage or casualties. As of Sunday afternoon, Hillary's core was in California, packing maximum sustained winds of 60 miles or 95 kilometers per hour after barreling up Mexico's Baja California Peninsula. The U.S. National Hurricane Center said of this tropical weather event, which was very rare for Southern California. The storm was moving at a brisk pace of 23 miles per hour or 37 kilometers per hour. Mabilis. Catastrophic and life-threatening flooding likely over Baja California and portions of the southwestern U.S. through Monday, it warned. This is an unprecedented weather event, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass warned. Beaches were ordered closed and people rushed to shores to stock up on water and other essentials. Flash flood and even tornado warnings were issued for some areas. Hillary earlier reached Category 4, the second most powerful of the five-step Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale, but was downgraded to a tropical storm as it headed towards the densely populated Mexican border city of Tijuana. Despite the weakening, U.S. Federal Emergency Management Agency or FEMA Administrator Diane Criswell urged people to take the danger seriously. Hurricane Hillary is going to be a serious impact and threat to Southern California, she said on CNN. California Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency for much of the state's southern area. Stay safe, California, he wrote on social media as Hillary approached. Authorities opened 5 storm shelters and deployed more than 7,500 personnel, including several hundred National Guard soldiers, as well as swift water rescue teams, Newsom's office said. In San Diego, people filled sandbags to prepare for possible flooding, while lifeguards warned people to stay out of the sea. Very, very dangerous. One person died in Mexico after a vehicle was swept away by a swollen river, Mexico's Civil Protection Agency said, while warning of landslides and road closures in Baja California. The Mexican Army opened 35 shelters providing refuge to 1,725 people affected by the storm. Hillary was expected to deposit up to 10 inches or 25 centimeters of rain on parts of California and Nevada, leading to dangerous to catastrophic flooding, according to the NHC. Some areas in Oregon and Idaho were also expected to see heavy rain and possible flash flooding, it said. Tornadoes were possible in southeast California, western Arizona, southern Nevada, and far southwest Utah, it said. Nancy Ward, director for the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services, said Hillary could be one of the worst storms to hit the state in more than a decade. Make no mistake, she told a press conference on Saturday. This is a very, very serious danger, a very, very dangerous and significant storm. Major League Baseball and Major League Soccer rescheduled games planned for Sunday in the U.S. region. The Mexican government deployed almost 19,000 soldiers in the states most affected by the storm, while the Federal Electric Utility sent 800 workers and hundreds of vehicles to respond to any outages. Hurricanes in uh, Hurricanes hit Mexico every year on both its Pacific and Atlantic coast, although storms sometimes affect California. It is rare for them to strike the state with much intensity. Scientists have warned that storms are becoming more powerful as the world gets warmer with climate change. We have also to look at what is the change in the climate doing to these severe weather events. Visual, the FEMA administrator told CNN Sunday, what is at risk going to look like into the future. Good morning sa ating admin, Admin Sol, Magkasangga sa Buhay. Online radio is already online and supporting us. Moving on to our regional update, regional stories. COMELEC, 10 EMBO barangays now part of Taguig for Barangay Sangguniang Kabataan elections. Report by Philstar. Manila, Philippines. The Commission on Elections has greenlighted the administrative transfer of 10 barangays from Makati City to Taguig City for the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections. According to a COMELEC memorandum dated August 19, the poll body is set to start the process for the administrative transfer of records of the affected voters in the 10 enlisted men's barrio or EMBO barangays. The memorandum was signed by COMELEC Director Consuelo Diola. In preparation for the BSKE on October 13, the COMELEC has recommended a series of procedural steps to facilitate the administrative transfer of voters and electoral precincts from Makati to Taguig. Among others, the poll body has ordered its law department to obtain a copy of the Supreme Court decision ruling in favor of Taguig and develop a legal strategy that would direct the Makati local government unit allow the use of schools and the 10 barangays as voting centers in case the LG of Makati refuses the use thereof. COMELEC has also recommended for the Office of the Election Officer of Makati and Taguig to prepare a new list of precincts reflecting the change and prepare a new list of qualified electoral boards, among others. The SC previously issued a document dated August 13 stating there needs to be a rate of execution before the Taguig LGU can have full control of the 10 barangays previously under Makati. Last week, Department of Education Office of the Secretary stepped in to temporarily assume direct supervision of 14 schools situated in the EMBO barangays due to the dispute between Taguig and Makati regarding the former Brigada Eskwela activities amid amid their land growth. The DepEd issued Directive Number 023 acknowledging the escalating tension observed in the 14 schools impacted by the ESE decision finalizing Taguig's border claims. Moving on to our local story. Two Camarines towns sizzle with 47 degrees Celsius heat index, with report by Bella Carriazo to the Philippine Star. Manila, Philippines. The heat indexes in Daet, Camarines Norte, and Pili, Camarines Sur reached 47 degrees Celsius on Sunday, according to the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration, or PAGASA. Other areas that experienced higher heat indexes on the same day were Casiguran, Aurora, with 44 degrees Celsius, followed by Baler and Apari in Cagayan with 43 degrees each. Dagupan City in Pangasinan, Infanta in Quezon, Calapan in Oriental Mindoro, and Catbalogan in Samar reported a heat index of 42 degrees Celsius. Heat indexes ranging from 42 to 51 degrees Celsius are classified as danger levels, as these can cause cramps and exhaustion, and continued exposure may result in stroke. On Sunday, the village of Ambulong in Tanawan, Batangas experienced a 52 degrees Celsius heat index. Pagasa said that heat indexes ranging from 52 degrees Celsius and above could cause heat stroke. Good morning po sa mga nag-join sa akin sa TikTok. Good morning po sa ating top viewer, kay Blue Heart. Blue Heart po yung kanyang pangalan doon, yung kanyang, ang nakikita natin sa color blue. Ito lang natin. Kaya ng lolo ko. Okay. And capping off the regional updates. Holiday set in 4 Luzon, Mindanao areas. Report by Alexis Romero to the Philippine Star. Manila, Philippines. Malacanang has declared special non-working holidays in 4 towns in Luzon and Mindanao. The holidays were declared through proclamation signed by Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin by the authority of President Marcos this month. Proclamation number 309 declared September 12 a special non-working holiday in Hingyon, Ifugao, to allow residents to celebrate the town's founding anniversary. A similar holiday based on Proclamation number 310 was declared in Victoria, Oriental Mindoro, which will be celebrating its 70th founding anniversary on September 18. Malacanang also issued Proclamation number 311 declaring September 18 a special non-working holiday in Bansalan, Davao del Sur, which will commemorate its 71st founding anniversary. Also signed was Proclamation number 312, which declared September 13 a special non-working day in Claver, Surigao del Norte. The town was created through Executive Order 126, which was approved on September 13, 1955. Time checks is 6:09. And finally, in sports, reality check for Gilas. Report by Olmin Leyba to the Philippine Star. Manila, Philippines. Nikolai Vucevic and Montenegro gave Gilas Pilipinas a good sampling of a dog-eat-dog situation that awaits the host in FIBA Basketball World Cup. And this, the world number 18 Montenegrins did in the form of a 102-87 drop over the Jordan Clarkson headline Philippine crew in their second closed-door tune-up game Sunday night at the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City. This game really made us feel that we're in the World Cup and the kind of team we're playing. Great talent together for a long time, very small system offensively and defensively, said Gilas coach Chuck Reyes, whose troops actually went toe-to-toe with Black Mountain in the first half and even held the 19-11 upper hand at one point before fading away. I like how we competed. We competed with them for the entire first half, but just had a letdown defensively in the third quarter. That's why we play these games, for us to learn what else we can impose on, what we can improve on. The Montenegrins asserted themselves in the third quarter with Chicago Bulls center Vucevic banging in 11 to lead a 32-22 exchange that created a 12-point separation. Vucevic top scored for Montenegro with 18 to go with 9 boards and 2 blocks, while Zlatman Boyan Dublevic shot 16 and Kendrick Perry netted 15 with 9 assists. The Black Mountain, who are set to play in Group D against Egypt, Mexico, and Lithuania, spoiled the explosion for Clarkson, who rifled in 27 but accounted for 8 of the Philippines' 19 overall 10 overs. When we started the third quarter with 3 straight turnovers and they scored 2 3-pointers and 2 points shot right away, 8-0 run, basically, that turned the tide, Rude Reyes. When we give good quality teams like Montenegro a momentum like that, a lead like that, it's going to be very hard to recover from. A brief letdown, and you'll see what happens. John Mark Hardo and Dwight Ramos back up Clarkson with 19 and 13 respectively, while Scotty Thompson added 8. Gilas, which beat Ivory Coast in earlier tune-up 85-62, used the duel with Euroside to get up for the David versus Goliath duel against Italy in the usual WC. The 40th ranked Pinoy dribblers were slated to play number 31 Mexico last night to cap a 3-game final test before launching their WC campaign on Friday against the Cari Anthony Towns NBR. After the Dominicans, the Filipinos face Angola on Sunday and the heavily favored Italians on the 29th. And that concludes our news updates for today, August 22, 2023, Tuesday. Time check is 6:13. Again, here is a summary of our top stories. Another price hike, gasoline by 1 peso 10 centavos, diesel by 20 centavos. Did Duterte promise to remove sheep from Ayungin? Aquinos, thank you for being one with us. Tropical storm Hillary bears down on California. Comelec, 10 Embo barangays now part of the gig for BSKE. Two Camarines towns sizzle with 47 degrees Celsius heat index. Holidays set in 4 Luzon, Mindanao areas. And finally in sports, reality check for Gilas. Magandang umaga po ulit sa mga nag-join sa akin sa ating live streaming for today. Ito po, shoutout lang po natin sila uli. Kay Sister Josie Limos Pangan, thank you for joining me this morning. Kay Brother Kel Biuya Lim. Kay favorite baker Rachel Tayag. Kay Brother Arnold Guerrero. Kay Manong Bert Arsiaga. Okay, of course, kay Admin Sol for supporting me this morning. Kay Sister Grace Bernales, kumusta ang iyong bakasyon, Inday? Hope okay dyan sa Bohol. At kay PWD President ng Barangay Maligaya, Ramon Berenguer. Good morning sa iyo, Brad. At good morning din sa ating mga OFWs na nakakalat sa buong mundo. Magandang umaga po sa kanilang lahat. At bukas po, we will be resuming our regular programming for Agri-Talakayan. So, meron po tayong mga hot topics for tomorrow. At syempre pa, yung ating regular programming ng Magkasangga sa Buhay tuwing Sabado. It will also resume. So we are now on our Season 2 for Agri-Talakayan and Season 7, start of Season 7 for Magkasangga sa Buhay. So tuloy-tuloy. Good morning kay Brother Jay Domingo, ang DJ ng 105.5 UFM. He joined us sa ating Instagram Live. Okay? So for those who are tuning on TikTok Live, Instagram Live, FB Live streaming, and YouTube Live, maraming salamat po. Brother Jay, ingat na lang sa, may pasok ka ngayon, di ba? May pasok ka sa 105.5 UFM. Ingat na lang sa biyahe mamaya. Ito pong ating napakasipag na DJ na ilan ba yung trabaho mo, Brad? 2, 3, o 4? Dami mong gig eh. Dami mong dami mong gimmick. Bisan tapunan mo naman kami. Pamisa-misa. Bigyan naman. At diyan po nagtatapos ang ating programa. Tayo po yung magkita-kita uli bukas sa ating Agri-Talakayan. Magandang umaga po, mga kasangga.